updates. Now, after over 48 hours, the NDC successfully elected its national executives. Samuel Ofosu Ampofo emerged victorious as the party's national chairman, and Johnson Asiedu-Nketia maintained his general secretaryship position. Delivering his victory speech, Mr. Ampofo warned recalcitrant party members against indiscipline and fomenting trouble in the party. He's also been speaking to my colleague, Mamavi Owusu-Abuaje.
National organizer and both Dr. Beda Samuel and Dr. Kamneji, and a vice chairman and Dr. Kofi Portofia, current immediate past chairman, and of course a director of elections as well. When the time comes, you feel that the time has really come. And this time on, I thought that I don't want to disappoint the people, even though I was still contesting with very senior members of the party. Very senior members.
Who came a bit close?
Very senior members of the party. It was difficult because the last 4 years I decided that they were all my seniors and I was not going to contest them. And so I just contested for vice chairmanship. But something happened and people said, oh, if you had contested, perhaps.
What is that something that happened?
Well, we lost the 2016 election. Even though I was part of the executive, I was a national vice chairman and director of elections.
Yes. This was your loss. 2016 was your loss.
Well, it was our collective loss because, you know, just like in soccer, sometimes you parade your best materials like Ronaldo and the Messi, and you can have a bad day and lose an election. But we will go back into the drawing board, reorganize yourself, and then come and trash your opponent with a resounding victory.
Was it more difficult to get a win as director of elections and deputy vice chair? Is it easier as chairman?
Well, as a chairman, I think that I'll be providing the strategic direction for the party. And I believe that with the little that we've learned and the fact that I am a team player, I don't believe in doing the work all alone. I am a motivator and I motivate people. So as I move around, I saw a lot of young men and women who have the burning desire to work for the party. All what we need is to harness their potential. So the party school, for instance, we are going to step up the party school's activity. We are going to introduce mentorship and get people to get closer to their political mentors.
Is that the crucial thing that is missing in the party?
It's very crucial. Very crucial because I have seen most of the young men who are very desirous of getting to the top. Sometimes they need to hasten slowly. And you need somebody to call them to order and say, do this. I don't want to mention them, but I have some young men who came to vetting committee when I was chairing the vetting committee in some regions during before the 2016 election. And I called some of them wanted to go independent, some of them wanted to, and I said, look, take your time will come, take your time will come. There are others who today will call me and say, oh, no, but when we listened to you and we took our time, when the appropriate time came, we did not struggle to go through. It is important that the young men of today are told that if you want to get to the top, nobody jumps to the top. You climb the staircase one after the other to get to the top.
There are people who have succeeded.
Perhaps, you see, there are people who have jumped.
Who have succeeded?
Well, but the natural course is that if you take your time and climb step by step, your success will last. You see, there are some people who will succeed, but their success will be short-lived. But if you take me, for instance, where I started from in 1992 as a young organizer, in 1993 as a DCE, then 1996 contested election and became a member of parliament. 1997. In 1997, His Excellency President Rawlings made me a deputy minister for the Eastern region. I worked diligently under my boss, and then even though we lost 2000 election, I managed to come to parliament for after 2000 election. When I came and the party was virtually in disarray after we've lost the 2000 election. And people felt that NDC, that was going to be the end of NDC. Bouncing back to power will be a near impossibility. Some of us took the bull by the horn. And you see, I contested the national organizer when I was a sitting member of parliament. And in our history, no sitting member of parliament has decided to take up another full-time responsibility, especially like organizer, which takes virtually all your time. But I think that those who have suffered most in my political life is my family. My wife and children have suffered most because I have virtually dedicated all my time to the service of the party.
I actually don't see them around.
Well, because we are outside, so so I will continue.
But I wanted to say that your natural course for progression, I mean, that can be everyone's natural course.
Of course. But we use people as role models. We understudy people and find out why they are where they are now. And I keep on telling people that it is all about waiting for the right opportunity, and also it's about building your capacity. You see, one of the things that I have done quietly that people don't know is that whilst out there, you see me running around doing party work virtually on daily basis. I also took time to build my own capacity by burning the midnight candles.
So you went back to school?
Yes. All along, not only going back to school, but I have been doing it side by side whilst working. So if I tell you that for the past 10 years or so, I have done 2 postgraduate diplomas, I've done 2 master's degrees, and I am in a 3rd year doing my PhD program at GIMPA, which I had put on hold because of the hectic campaign that I did, because I should have done my final exams, comprehensive exams, a few months ago. But I thought that sacrificing for my party is more paramount than seeking my personal, interest and personal progression.
But is this taking you somewhere else apart from being chairman of the party? All these qualifications, all the midnight candles you talk about?
Yeah, I did this because I always feel that if you're leading the party, you require some level of capacity. As a national chairman of our party, I'll not be representing the party only in Ghana here. I'll be representing the party globally. And so in the global arena, in the global environment, I need to represent the party very well. I need to build my capacity. I need to understand what global politics is. I need to fit myself. What is that
power that the chairman of the NDC wields? What does it come with as chairman of the NDC?
The NDC is one of the biggest parties in Africa. When we did our biometric registration recently, and registered over 2.something million, we were basically the 2nd biggest party in Africa, perhaps if you take the ANC party out. So representing such a huge party is an honor, and it's an onerous responsibility. I always say that it is human beings who make positions and not positions which makes human beings. Anywhere that I have been given the opportunity to serve, I leave footprints there that are remembered for a very long time to come. As a local government minister, I was adjudged the best minister in 2012 under Professor Mills. As a national organizer, I left a big imprint in the party, and today people will say that if we want to look out for one of the best organizers of the party in its entire history, Ampofo could be one of them. I leave my future in the hands of God and say that the good Lord should navigate my political future. And so all what I do is that anytime I get the opportunity, I realize that we are in a fast-changing world. Technology is changing, social structure is changing, several things are changing. For instance, when we started politics, we didn't know what is called social media. And so one was not enthused about social media. I got to realize that social media is very critical now. And so I'm a very active person on social media.
And I heard you say in your victory speech that you're going to make use of WhatsApp.
Yes. In fact, I should have said social media, but WhatsApp is just a subset of the social media. And so as a party, we are even going to look at the possibility of, under the National Communication Officer of the party, to establish a unit under social media and get some officers selected who will be deployed to build the capacity and train our young men and women.
So you heard the chairman of the largest opposition party in Ghana, the NDC. But here's Johnson Esiedun Ketia, who retained his position as General Secretary for the fourth time. He spoke to Daniel Datsi.
General, congratulations once again.
Thank you, my brothers.
How does it feel?
Well, normal. This is a victory that is expected, so I feel normal.
Some would say that if you've done this 3 times already, then you must know how you must be used to it by now.
Yes, very well. I'm used to victory.
You say it's a victory that is expected, but many predicted a keen contest. In fact, election pollster Ben Efson said Koku Anyidoho, your former deputy, who was your opponent, was more likely to win. How did you manage to win with a 5,000 votes margin?
Well, the jury is out now, and by now we know which of the polls were genuine and which were fake. I know NDC, and I'm sure NDC also knows me very well. So when we are going into any poll, I can almost judge whether the people will be with me or they will not be with me.
In General Secretary for 13 years, now going on 17. What difference are you bringing about this time around?
I don't know where from 13 years you go to 17.
Of course, you're serving in a 4-year term. That's how come I say going on 17.
Going on the 14th now. So then we'll continue from there. The most significant threat to our victory before in the 2016 election was disunity. You know, I'm talking, if I say disunity, I'm referring to how the elected executive was or was not working together very well. If you are in any battle or any war front, and you cannot take command from a uniform source, then you are in for trouble. And I am confident that with this new executive, that thing will be a thing of the past. It is not because there are new types of human beings, but it's because of the rhetoric that preceded both campaigns. When you took a look at what happened before the 2014 Congress in Kumasi, the rhetoric was much more hostile, and the campaign promises of the key actors was that it was based on the false impression that the General Secretary was too powerful and he needed to be caged, his wings needed to be clipped and all that. So all the persons who were campaigning for the various positions kept repeating that they were the guys who can do the job of clipping the wings of the General Secretary. And I thought that was dangerous. So I kept warning that I cannot imagine an enterprise which you are going to begin with people whose campaign promise was to cause disunity. You understand? So I kept warning, but those warnings were ignored. And once they got elected, and they had a campaign promise to fulfill, and that is to appear to be the ones who were clipping the wings of the General Secretary. And if the General Secretary is going to be the key actor in the elections, and you have people around him with the campaign promise of clipping his wings, I wonder how you can win election. But I think now everybody has learned their lessons, and the campaign rhetoric preceding this particular Congress was completely different. This time around, you saw all 5 contestants for the position of national chairman either campaigning for me or at least not campaigning against me. And I thought that was important.
It's very interesting that
when you come to the contestants for national organizer, the story was the same. Come to the contest for youth organizer, the story was the same. So it tells you one thing, that nobody is promising the party that their agenda is coming to create disunity. Okay? So everybody went around promising that they were the persons who can work closely with the General Secretary.
You're live on News Desk, and still to come, committee clears 7 persons shot dead at Manson Quanta of robbery allegations. Stay tuned.